all the assembled devotees. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurulmanitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vranda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hari Om Tat Sat. So, welcome all devotees for today's morning Krishna Katha, Srivasangan chapter of ISKCON Seshadri. So, today I have been asked to discuss the super excellent power of Krishna. That is the chapter in Krishna book. It is the 89th chapter. It's a very wonderful pastime which helps us to, in a way, try to understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we will discuss this pastime. This is all again part of Srimad Bhagavatam, and from there Prabhupada has summarized in a book called Kṛṣṇa. So we will be discussing from that on this pastime. So now Prabhupada starts by saying, long, long ago. So there, in many years ago, maybe 5,500 years before, or maybe a little more than that, there was an assembly of a lot of great sages. And all these sages, they assembled in the bank of river Saraswati. And they wanted to perform a great sacrifice. So in those days, if you see, really, the purpose of life was really self-realization. Mainly, so people were always looking to see how we can come to that perfectional stage. So they wanted to perform a kind of a yajna. So they all assembled in the bank of the Saraswati, and in that that yajna was called Nama. Nama Satra. The yajna is called Nama Satra. So during such yajnas, what is the purpose of all of these things that, the ritualistic things that people did then or people do today? One should be able to start thinking on the purpose of life. Like, when we do certain things, there should always be philosophical thinking. There should be philosophical questions. There should be trying to understand what is the subject matter of who am I, what is the purpose. And these rituals or these yajna should help us to further progress into that one. So in that way, these great sages, they were discussing and they had a question in their mind. So they were trying to understand the three predominating deities of this material world, namely Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, and Lord Shiva. They are directing all the affairs of the world. But we need to understand who is the Supreme. So there are, in a way, you see everywhere there are a lot of powerful controllers whom we can generally classify as, God. But controllers are there everywhere. Even within our material consciousness, right from morning to night, we have different controllers for us who control different aspects. Right from multinational corporates to a simple laborer, everyone is trying to control us. So this is all there. So everybody becomes God in our own way to control other people. But who's the supreme? So that question has to come. So they were discussing this question, and then they appointed one very great personality called Bhrigu. He was the son of Lord Brahma. So he was destined the task of, okay, you do the research and let us know who's the supreme person, like that. So this is not an ordinary task, right? In fact, the whole purpose of life of every living entity is actually to come to that point and also to understand who am I and who is the supreme and what is the relationship between me and that person at a high level, or that is the ultimate purpose of life. So this question was raised, and they nominated one person to find out answer for all of these things. So with this heavy task, Bhrigu Muni is actually trying to make up a strategy. Okay, what should I do? Therefore, he said, okay, let me go and test these people. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and Lord Vishnu. Let me go and test them and see how their reaction is in terms of what is their behavior. When I test them and I give them some tough situation, how do they? So what is the thing that he wanted to do? So he is trying to take different strategies with the different personalities mentioned here. So first he goes to Lord Brahma. He goes to the Brahma Loka and tries to meet Lord Brahma. So he is the son of Lord Brahma. I already mentioned that. So the etiquette is when you go and meet your father or you meet your spiritual master, the first thing is you have to immediately pay obeisances, dandavat pranam, falling like a stick at their lotus feet. So when Prabhupada was there in this material world, any disciple who walks into Prabhupada's room in the morning, he comes, or whenever he comes into the room, he will pay obeisances. So he will say, okay, Prabhupada says, okay, you go and bring that book. He goes to the outside the room and he brings that book back. Again, he will pay obeisances and then only give the book to Prabhupada. Like this, any activity. So sometimes some devotees make 15, 20 times Dandavat Pranam every time they come across Prabhupada in a day. Or within an hour also, there are many devotees. I read sometimes, I went in again and I went, paid obeisances, I got up, then I discussed this, then he asked me to do this. So like this, every time you come in front of the spiritual master, in front of the father, you need to pay obeisances. So this is the minimum etiquette. So Bhrigu Muni now, since he was wanting to test, he did not do this to see how Lord Brahma reacts to this offense of not his son not paying obeisances unto him. Brahma immediately got very agitated. How come this boy, not a boy, is a great sage, but to him he is still a son. And how come that he is not paying obeisances? So he got anger immediately. He could see that he is getting angry. But Lord Brahma somehow controlled his anger. So Bhrigu Muni could understand Lord Brahma, even though he is getting angry, he has the ability to control anger also. That is the way he was seeing it. And here the Prabhupada is giving, from fire, water comes. But water has the ability to control the fire. So like this, so Lord Brahma got angry. So from passion comes anger, and he also had the ability to control that anger. That is how he concluded that. And then he left that place. So he was now thinking, okay, let me go to Lord Shiva and test him. So he has to go to Mount Kailash where Lord Shiva resides. And we all know Bhrigu Muni is the son of Lord Brahma, so is Lord Shiva. So he's, in a way, he's his brother. So he wants to go and meet his brother and see how good he is. So when he went to Kailash, Lord Shiva was very happy. Then he immediately got up and he went to go and embrace. Oh, my brother has come, Bhrigu has come. So he wanted to embrace him. And Bhrigu now he didn't come with a mood of meeting his brother, but he came with the mood of testing his brother. So he wanted to find a way of testing him. Testing him means trying to irritate him. So he says, please, Lord Shiva, do not embrace me. You are very unclean. You are always smearing ashes in your body and you are impure. Therefore, please do not embrace me. Like that, do not touch me. So this is Bhrigu Muni's words to Lord Shiva. Just imagine who's the person he's addressing. He said, don't touch me, and he refused to embrace Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva immediately got completely, anger went to his head. That, how come that, he's saying I am unclean? Does he not know my position? And he's supposed to be an elevated person, so many things like this. And he's insulting him and he's criticizing him to be having an unclean habits like this. And it is a big offense. So this offense like this, if you see the first offense, what was created by this Bhrigu Muni to Lord Brahma, you can classify that he committed by mind. That means he did not respect him when he saw him. This is more from the mind. No specific action per se, but simply event he is supposed to have. But he didn't, in a way, consider him superior to bow down. That is in the mind. The second action here with Lord Shiva is he's using speech to tell him that, you are very unclean. He's criticizing him. Your habits are not very clean habits like this. So this is by the mouth. So now the offense is becoming bigger and bigger. Mind offense is one thing. Prabhupada says when an offense by mind it's a positive offense. Positive offense means it doesn't mean, okay, we should do this because it's positive. It's not in that sense. Compared to these three offenses, the one with the mind is the least problematic, or rather the least offense. So now here it is more with the words. When someone hurts with words, it is even more painful. Sometimes people say, even if you physically hit someone, that is okay, but if you hurt with the words, it's very difficult. I mean, something like that. But actually, the physical one is even graver offense, which we will see in the next to this one. But well, as per Shastric thing, the second by words is the next higher offense. So he commits that. Then immediately Lord Shiva, as I said, he got very, very angry. And he said, let me burn up Bhrigu. And he immediately takes his trident and is about to kill Bhrigu Muni. Then Parvati, she was also there. And she is also called Trigunamayi. So she has all the three qualities. And she somehow falls at the feet of Lord Shiva and invokes the guna of goodness in him by speaking sweet words. And somehow Lord Shiva is pacified and Bhrigu Muni is saved. So Bhrigu Muni, from that, he leaves that place. Now he has to now test Lord Vishnu. So now he's going there. And he goes to the planet called Sweta Dvipa, where Lord Vishnu is lying in the ocean, and Mother Lakshmi is there massaging his feet. He was lying down in his bed. And he goes there and he purposefully goes and just kicks in the heart of Lord Vishnu. So this is a very, very grave offense, to kick the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it is mentioned that this is a corporal offense. Sometimes in material thing they say law, they say corporal punishment, which means death sentence. So here the offense committed by physical action, by body, is a corporal offense. then you kick Lord Vishnu and that too in the chest where actually Goddess Lakshmi resides. So this Bhrigu is a great brahmana, right? A great sage, great brahmana. But he commits such a big offense to Lord Vishnu and also to Lord and to Mother Lakshmi. Now that is why it is mentioned that when Bhrigu kicked in the heart where Lakshmi is there, therefore Lakshmi generally is not. She took offense to this Brahmana's activity, and she is not very favorable to the Brahmanas. So that's why it's also mentioned Brahmanas are generally poor because they are not favored by Mother Lakshmi. Uh, so when you see Brahmanas are little poor, are very poor, this maybe that's the curse they are carrying from their great, what do you call, senior. We can attribute it to Bhrigu Muni. But Lord Vishnu, he did not care that he kicked him on his chest. He was very calm, he was very soft. In fact, he went the other way. He immediately got up along with Lakshmi and he paid obeisances to him, that kind of a thing. He says, he calls him, oh my lord. Vishnu calls Bhrigu my lord. And he says, I'm sorry, as soon as you came, I should have got up, but I did not do. It's a great offense that I have committed at your lotus feet. This is what Lord Vishnu is telling Bhrigu Muni. And he says, it is my greatest fortune that you have come here. Please, therefore, sit down on this cushion for a few minutes. Uh, and he says, I beg your pardon. And he says, you are so pure, by your presence in Vaikunta, this place is sanctified. And he says, with purity, persons like you, when they are there, even great pilgrimages gets purified. And this place has now become purified. He extends that even further. Since you kicked at my heart, my chest has now become purified, and therefore Lakshmi will permanently reside here because it's a pure place. And Lakshmi is called Chanchala. Chanchala. So Chanchala means one who's not stable, is flickering. So we all know sometimes a very poor man suddenly becomes very rich, and a very rich person, the family becomes very poor. So Lakshmi doesn't be there in one place. She keeps on moving. So here, Lord Vishnu is saying that because you have made this place so pure by your kick, by the touch of your lotus feet, Lakshmi will not go away from my heart. So like this, he is giving commentary on this activity. Therefore, when all this happens, and he also says, see, my chest is so hard like a rock, but your leg is so soft. So it will pain for you. You please sit down. I will massage your feet to remove your pain. So this is Lord Vishnu's reaction to someone kicking him on this thing. Now this Bhrigu Muni is not able to respond to this. He's having tears in his eyes. And he simply stood silently before the Lord when the Lord is saying all these things. Suppose this, he has now done the test of all the three. And now he's going back to his sages, the Lord, where all the sages are there at the bank of river Saraswati. And they all listen with great attention to see what is happening. And after that, they come to the conclusion. Now, the living entities are to live peacefully on this material world. But if the of the three persons, they are supposed to give peace and to the all the entities. But if they themselves, or for example, the first two, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, they themselves are not in control of their anger, they themselves are not peaceful, how come that they can give us peace? It is not at all possible. So, but Lord Vishnu, on the other hand, by his exemplary behavior, by his nature of being so in such a sattva mode, they conclude he is the greatest of all the three. So, Prabhupada mentions in Srimad Bhagavatam, these great sages are described as Brahmavadina. That means those who talk about the absolute truth but have not yet come to the conclusion who's that Supreme Personality of Godhead. And generally we understand they are these impersonalists or who are students of Vedas. So they are students, they have not concluded, they have not arrived at the conclusion. Vedasya sarver ahamyeva vedyaha. They have not come to that conclusion. But they are reading Vedas, they are understanding Vedas, and they are getting benefits out of the Vedas. They are very powerful personalities. But they have not come to the stage of their studies where they have concluded. So by this particular act, they are now coming to that conclusion. So it is mentioned after this incident, all of them actually come to this point of pure devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it is mentioned at the end that because of this conclusion and they're taking up devotional service from the Brahmavadi mode, from impersonalist to they are becoming personalist, and then they are doing devotional service, and in the process they are going back to Godhead. There's a lot of philosophical points that Prabhupada is writing after this particular instant to explain the purpose of a human being is to first come to this point of personalism, then do devotional service, and be situated in this point that I am not the body, I am pure spirit soul. And what is the purpose of my life is to relate to that supreme soul who is also qualitatively one, but he is immeasurably larger than me. And my job is basically a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is mentioned, Prabhupada writes in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking a question to Ramananda Raya. Who is considered the most famous person? This is a question. So if you ask us, we will say, someone who's a great film star, one who's a great sports person, one who's very, very powerful in terms of money or power in terms of political things. These are great singers, great things. But the answer is very simple. One who's a unflinching devotee of the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, Vishnu. He is the most famous person. This is the answer given by Ramananda Raya. Like this, so the question comes, therefore, is come to this point of personalism, then understand I am not the body, I am a servant of the Lord, and I am working in that mode, and I am coming to the clear understanding that Vishnu or Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in that state, if I am continuing, I am perfecting my life. And you said there are many things, the quote from Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Charanam Raja. Come to this point, give up all other religious principles and simply surrender unto me. So, and there the highest dharma is actually Vaishnava Dharma or Bhagavad Dharma. Prabhupada writes, by following which one automatically achieves all good qualities and advancement in life. The highest perfectional knowledge is knowledge of the Supreme Lord. And he cannot be understood by any process of religion other than devotional service. Therefore, the immediate result of perfect knowledge is achieved by execution of devotional service. So this impersonalism is about getting knowledge, understanding Vedas. That should lead you to the point of coming to this understanding of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. After attaining of knowledge, one becomes uninterested in the material world. That is the next thing. That knowledge, what do? We serve the Lord. That means we are in spiritual platform, not in material platform. Material platform means all these sense gratification activities. So it takes us more and more deeply into this ultimate understanding of who am I? What is the purpose of my all of these things? At that stage, they are not even interested in this siddhis, right? The Ashtanga yoga, the eightfold yoga system, by which the performer can do anima, lagima, prapti, siddhis, all these things can be achieved. But he is not even interested in that. For one who is these things are already there, and Prabhupada gives this example. These people who are trying to do this, they are trying to get the power themselves. And since they are limited, those powers will also be beyond a point limited. But if you are a devotee, all these powers are there unlimitedly behind you. So the example that is given is the example of Ambarish Maharaj and Durvasa Muni. You know that. Durvasa Muni was an impersonalist and he had accumulated a lot of powers through this yogic process. But Ambarish Maharaj did not have any such powers. He was simply a devotee. But the power of the Lord is completely behind him. And therefore, the example also, as Prabhupada is saying, like, if there's a child, but he is completely dependent on the father, then the power of and a very powerful father, assuming the child has, then the entire power of the father is behind the child. The child does not have to do anything big to accumulate all this power. The father's power is behind him, like this. So that has been given. So that's a very good example for people to understand, and therefore one should become a pure devotee of the Lord. That is the thought process. Now, continuing this. This is a story from Bhagavatam. The story means history from Srimad Bhagavatam. So the narration is going on. There, the further discussion of the one more story was, or one more history was being now narrated as part of this understanding the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who is that, and what is the super power of Krishna? So towards that, this is moving now, where the next part of the story is being discussed. Sukadeva Goswami is explaining this to all the people assembled in the Naimisharanya. Is explaining this. And he is now discussing about one other pastime of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is Krishna. And this pastime goes like this. Once upon a time in Dwaraka, a Brahmin's wife gave birth to a child. As soon as the child was born, the child died. So this Brahmin, you will know that in the Vedic times, a father never, that's a general rule. The father never has seen the death of the son. A father had never performed what you call the Shraddha of his son. Always the son will remain and the father will leave and the son will perform Shraddha. It's like that. If there is something like the child dying before the father, then there is some kind of what do you call, things are not happening correctly, which means ultimately it boils down to the king. The king is not proper, and therefore the prajas are having problems. So this is the understanding. Even in Ramarajya, or if on Prabhupada writes up to the point of this one, Lord Krishna, this was the general rule. But subsequently during Kali Yuga, it is the other way around. Many times young people die very fast, putting their parents in a lot of distress. But this was not the case. So when this happened, this Brahmana immediately took it that it is the king who's wrong. And because of that, this is happening. So he goes to the kingdom in Dwaraka, where Ugrasena is the Krishna's grandfather. He's the ruler. And he goes and abuses, you are useless, you don't have the ability to protect your citizens. See, how can this happen? My son has passed away as soon as he was born. So such very this one. And he's even saying, see, this situation is so bad that Lord Balram is helpless. He is not able to help. Lord Krishna is not able to help. And all the Kshatriyas are useless. They are not able to help like this. So this is going on for him. Every child that is born, I think it is something like 8 children. As soon as they are born, they are dead. As soon as they are born, dead. And here Krishna is not doing anything. Lord Balram is not doing anything. That the brahmana is of the view that they are helpless. Krishna cannot do anything. Lord Balram cannot do anything. And Ugrasena is also incapable like this. So once Arjuna was there at that point in time and he saw what's happening. Why is this brahmana coming and accusing all of these people? So then he hears the story. This has happened, that the child has died, and Krishna is not able to help. Balram is not able to help. Ugrasena is not able to do anything like this. So Arjuna immediately thinks, no, how come it is the duty of a Kshatriya to protect? So he gives him a thing, don't worry, I will help you. And he says, no, what are you talking? Do you know what you are speaking? Even Krishna couldn't do anything. This is the Brahmana saying. He says, no, I am not Krishna. I am not Balram, or I am not Krishna, or I am not even the sons of Krishna, because that is also mentioned. The sons of Krishna are also taken. The Brahmana takes their name. Even they are not able to say, I am not any of them. You know who I am? I am Arjuna. And you know my potency? I have even had some kind of interaction with Lord Shiva, with chivalry aspect of it. And as a result, Lord Shiva saw my chivalry and he was very pleased, and he gave me Pashupashastram. So I am such a powerful personality. I will protect you. You don't have to worry. So hearing this, the Brahmana somehow got a little pacified and he said, okay, you will protect me. So then he goes back home. Then the next child, when his wife conceives, then the Brahmana calls, Arjuna, now is the time for you to prove your worth and give your words, make your words come true. You have given a word that you will protect my son. Now, please do it now. So he goes to the maternity hospital where the mother is about to give birth. So he goes, he does all his acham and everything, takes these weapons, including Pasupashastram, and then the Astram, and then the Gandiva, everything he takes, and he goes. Krishna is, of course, watching all these things. So he goes there and he's standing readily for, anything, even if death personified comes to take the child, I am going to fight him out like that. But as he was doing, the child is born and he's protecting it from all around the building, that nothing can enter and take the boy away. So at that point in time, the child is born, the child cries loudly, and within few seconds, suddenly the child goes away. And so are the weapons in the hands of Arjuna goes away. So Arjuna is like completely helpless. He doesn't know what hit him. How come that this has happened? Then the Brahmana again says, oh, I foolishly trusted you, Arjuna. You are incapable. You are impotent. You cannot help anything. Look at this. I have lost. I don't know why I trusted you. So he goes on his lamentation thing, and all this is happening. So Arjuna gets very aggrieved. He says, I have given you my word. I will ensure I will bring your child. Wherever the child is, you don't have to worry. I will bring him back. And if I don't do that, I will enter fire and give up my life. This is Arjuna's words. So he goes to all the planets. He goes to right from Brahma Loka, where including Yamaraj's area. Right from Brahma Loka to all these places down to the Patala Loka. He goes everywhere and searches for this boy who's just now came and passed away, the child. But he cannot find him. Then now he is now come to this point now, because he's traveled the entire planetary system, nowhere to be seen. Then what to do? Now it is natural that I give up my life. I will set fire and I will enter into the fire. So he decides to go like that. At that point in time, Krishna steps in. He's been seeing all these things and he's smiling. But now he steps in. He says, Arjuna, what are you doing? It's a shame on me if my friend is not able to keep up his words. So I will help you. Don't worry. Death is not a solution. Committing suicide is not the solution. I will help you. So then he takes Arjuna in his chariot, calls up his divine chariot with all these 4 horses. We talked about the names of those 4 horses. They are not ordinary horses. So in that they sit, and Krishna travels northwards, and they are traveling. They go through different planetary systems, so many things, and they come ultimately to the edge of the universe. So we all know the entire, while the earth is round and all that, but this particular, whatever the planetary system, the 14 lokas, is like a shell. Inside that there are 14 different layers of planetary system, higher planetary system and lower planetary systems. So when you go ultimately to the top, there is a layer. I have read somewhere that layer has actually got these 5 elements. One, double the thickness of the previous one. So if there is first layer is, let's say, if it is earth is, let's say, 1,000 kilometers. Then next layer is, let's say, fire. That will be 2,000 kilometers. Like this, it keeps on increasing. That shell, what we are talking about, like that. But here, those are not specifically discussed. But he goes there, and they go to that topmost layer, and there it is complete darkness, it believe. So, I mean, beyond that, because the sun does not enter there. That's the border after which sun has no jurisdiction. So now it's mentioned the horses hesitate to go further because of such huge darkness. So this is also a pastime. The horses also are actually very spiritual. They can go anywhere. But it is all part of the pastime to show that, this is something extraordinary. The horses hesitate to go. So Krishna, seeing this, he releases his Sudarshana Chakra. That Sudarshana Chakra moves forward, and that is like the light of Sudarshana Chakra is like 1,000 suns. So it illuminates that path. So they go through and goes out of this that layer, top layer, it is mentioned. And once they layer there, they see a huge light. Arjuna is not able to withstand that light. His eyes are not able to see them. And Krishna is explaining this is Brahma Jyoti. We are now in the Brahma Jyoti. And Krishna explains, this Brahma Jyoti is my energy, it is part of me. And they move further. And as they move, they are seeing amazing things. Like, you are now in the spiritual world. It is not anymore material world. It is above that. It's in the space where all the Vaikuntha planets are floating. So it is that space. Brahma Jyoti is there. And they are going further. And they are actually seeing the one big ocean. And there very big currents are flowing like this. So they are going through that. And there they see a very wonderful building. Very amazing building. All the pillars, everything is described so nicely that Arjuna can't comprehend what he is seeing. He is seeing such architecture, such huge, they are all in mega in size. So he's seeing all these things. He's very overwhelmed seeing all this, that building there. So Krishna just takes him inside that building. And inside that building, they go and they see there the, what do you call, our Sankarsana, these, what do you call,
Anantasesha hoods.
Anantasesha. So Anantasesha is looking so white and soft and so big, and his 5 foods are so beautiful. His color of his tongue is like blue. His eyes are blue, so huge. He's so huge and so powerful, and in his head he's wearing these crowns, and body is so white and it's so soft. It's like that he's there seeing. And on top of that, in that soft body of Anantashesh, Mahavishnu is lying down there. Very beautiful. How it's description of how he is wearing blue garments. All that has been given. They are seeing there. Then Lord Krishna then pays obeisances to Lord Vishnu. He is it's mentioned. See, Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality. Prabhupada writes very detailed how in Brahma Samhita it is mentioned, Mahavishnu is a plenary portion of Lord Krishna. So those descriptions are there. But here, as Krishna is actually playing the part of a human and he's going there in this way, so he's paying obeisances to Lord Vishnu. So how do we get sometimes bewildered, right? How Krishna is paying obeisances. He's himself actually in that way. There's nothing like he's a higher authority. It is Krishna himself who's Mahavishnu. And it is mentioned he's only a plenary portion of that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Mahavishnu. Anyway, he pays obeisances. Therefore, seeing Krishna, Arjuna also pays obeisances. So it's Prabhupada mentions Krishna is teaching, how when you see Lord Vishnu, how you should pay obeisances. So Arjuna immediately follows. So he also pays obeisances. Then they get up, and once they get up, Lord Vishnu becomes very pleased. He says, I was waiting for you. I was waiting for you. I was very anxious to see both of you. So that is why I have been taking these boys one after the other, because I know Krishna will come here and I will have the fortune of taking darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead like that. And he is also glorifying Arjuna. You both are not ordinary personalities. All these things he's saying. And then he says, okay, now here are these boys. You can take them. All the 8 children, 9 children, everybody he's giving them. And now they have grown up actually. So they come back in the same route in which they went, and they go and take them to the brahmana and says, here are your sons. Now we have kept our word, like this. So the brahmana becomes pleased, and that ends the pastime. So this is to say how Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so when so many people claim to be God, but this is to be showed by them that, if you claim to be God, let's see you go up in the sky and, without any spacesuit or anything. And we are not even talking about astronauts here. Like, this is like going to the edge of the universe. We can't even comprehend how far it is. Even going 200 or 200 kilometers above Earth, it's a big achievement. People are like, it's on the TV all the time. Oh, this astronaut is there and all that. But this is talking about 2 million or whatever, that level of distance away from Earth. But Krishna is just casually going there and even penetrating that and coming back with these boys. So this is showing Krishna is actually directly the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even Lord Vishnu is obliged to him. So that is the position of Lord Krishna has been explained here, the super excellent power of Krishna. So I end here. If there are any questions or comments, welcome. Hare Krishna. So Sri Hari Prabhu, if there are no comments, you can take over. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Thank you.
Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Just want to share something with
Please.
Prabhu, like you were talking about Prabhupada, like whenever you see him, you have to pay obeisances, fall like a rod. While serving Guru Maharaj, Anadi Prabhu, Ankul Prabhu and all, so when they used to serve him, and they used to serve him lunch or breakfast, every time they entered the room, they used to, try to pay obeisances.
Yes.
And Ankul Prabhu is heavy. Paying obeisances all the time was not possible, even for Anadi, anybody. Then, like Guru Maharaj saw this. He said, no, when you see me the first time, you please pay obeisances, and when you leave for the night, you can do. It is enough. So the spiritual master also is very understanding, and he tells you, he's very practical, Prabhu.
Yes, very, very, very merciful. Jayapatak Maharaj is so very merciful.
Yes, merciful, very practical. So it just reminded me, so I thought I'll just share it.
Yes,
my thought immediately went to Guru Maharaj. So thank you, Prabhu.
Very nice recollection of this Guru Maharaj's mood that, you don't have to strain yourself too much. That is his mood always with so many devotees. He's got that much love for all his disciples that he's got that, I don't know, there's no limit to describe Guru Maharaj's mercy. Thank you for sharing this, Mataji. Hare
No, thank you, Prabhu, for when it went to Prabhupada, it just reflected. Thank you, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam. Dandavat pranam to everybody.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I actually want to just confess that I have a long way to go when the first story where Bhrigu Maharaja tests Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. Where do we stand? We even probably we are at the level of or even lower than Brahma. We will get offended with small things. So how do we overcome to go to the stage of where when somebody kicks you, you go and respect him? Can we do that, Prabhuji, in this world? Is there somebody to reach that stage?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I will share another this thing with Mataji. I mean, I don't know. When this Rituk problem started, Guru Maharaj was in the Hare Krishna hill. My Prabhu was there, Ankul was there, and this had already taken its peak, and they were very offensive to Guru Maharaj, And one of the Guru Maharaj's disciple who was with Madhu Pandit, he literally kicked Guru Maharaj. And my Prabhu and I think Devasema was also there. I'm not very sure. They fought and they literally had Anukul pushed them and they literally had this thing. And after years, I mean, this Prabhu left Hare Krishna hill. He came back. He asked forgiveness. Like Guru Maharaj did not say anything. He asked forgiveness. And he is now heading one of the temples of ISKCON. And Guru Maharaj said, I had not taken any offense at all. And even with Madhu Pandit, Guru Maharaj says, he has abandoned, I don't remember the exact word, but it actually meant that he has abandoned me. I have not abandoned him. He's still mine. So even now, yes, it takes a lot of, I mean, I cannot be, like when coming to me or coming to like what Mataji has asked, of course, somebody, like even shouts at us, we shout back. So anybody says something, I retaliate. I mean, maybe in the temple we have a different place. At home we have a different place. With the staff, most of the time we retaliate. I mean, I don't know if it is natural or it's a character born with. But Mataji, like with patience, with endurement, you do come up. You still have it. So we have to learn. It's like when you teach a child ABCD, you say, oh, it's so easy. Why can't it learn? For him, it's difficult. I mean, I to fail all my exams and this thing. But Mataji, it's very nice you've asked this, and we all have to learn. Thank you, Prabhu. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it is very nice sharing. Actually, Guru Maharaj, I have also heard from Anukul Prabhu what once he said when he was Guru Maharaj was in the court where, they were all waiting for a hearing because here this devotee has dragged him to the court and all that. So someone asked him that, your disciple is doing like this. How are you taking it? So Guru Maharaj responded, see, when you have children, when you pick them up, sometimes the children kick you on the chest and all that. You don't take offense to that. It's like you hold the child like this, they will kick, they will make us walk on, all these things happen. So do you take offense for that? Like that, these disciples are my children. How can I take offense like that? He told. The mood here is like Guru Maharaj specifically in that, since you related to Guru Maharaj that thing, so how he looked at the whole thing. And even in this thing, it is mentioned, how we can develop that habit is if we are able to come to the point of looking at everyone as part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I mean, so as you take up devotional service, that philosophy which I skipped beyond a point was that as you are coming to this platform of spiritual platform, you are actually able to see everyone as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord and do not look at things as me and mine and theirs and them. So that attitude will automatically develop as we progress in devotional service. It said, no, brahmanaha samadarshinaha. And such. So there we don't take offense. Prabhupada earlier, so he says, if someone is creating some problem for me, how do I understand that is? See, it is my karma, it has to come, and this person is only an instrument in delivering that karma. Why will I hit the postman if he brings some bad news to me? Right? I am supposed to get the news. Unfortunately, he is the person to deliver that to me. Why will I take offense on this postman? If we have to explain that in our life, again, it is theory. I mean, even as I say this, it is theory most of the time. But that is the actual reality. So as we keep absorbing in this reality and try to remind ourselves, and every time something like this happens, how do I control myself? How do I look at the whole thing? In course of time, I think we will come. That is how all these Prabhupada disciples are all exemplary in their behavior, how they show these things. And when we see and when we associate with such disciples, we will get there one day. That is the hope and that is the reality also. Does it help, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, but yes, as a what do you call personality, I can work on my the extent possible. But in this material world, is it really worth forgiving people who are, going to be of danger to the entire society? And is it worth it? And how do we think about it? On my personal level, okay, I can try and work up and try to control and grow slowly by slowly. But if I forgive, or if the person or is doing mass destruction, and maybe the government or those people will take care. So I just leave it to them.
See, we cannot mix up things here actually, right? See, Krishna told Arjuna, you go and finish off all these Kauravas, right? So everything has a context. He says, you do this as a duty. But it is not personally that you should think, oh, this Kaurava is such a rascal, I have hatred for him. No. See, action is different from how you relate to the
Correct.
person. So,
Okay.
if I correct someone, I correct them with the understanding that I need to correct them, but I have no hatred for him. So you do not say, yeah, you are a rascal, you will always do like this. I don't think, I am not supposed to think like that.
Okay.
But if there is a mistake, I'm correcting it because it is my role to correct him if I'm a manager in my office, if there are subordinates, or if my children are doing something wrong. You understand? But how
Yes.
should my mood? My mood should never be against them. My mood should be against their behavior, not with the
Yes.
person, but
Don't
with the
hate the
action.
sinner or hate the sin. Don't
Yes.
hate the sinner, just hate the sin.
Yes, yes. Therefore, you are actually looking at everybody as samadarshinaha. You are not casting aspirations on them. But your role is to correct, therefore you are correcting. So, so we should know what is my dharma, what is my role, and I should act within that role. I cannot go and kill someone when I have no jurisdiction there. I'm not a policeman to arrest someone. So I will not unnecessarily break my head over it. It is his duty to do it. But if there is a time when I am the police officer, I have to do it. So these things we need to
Hare
understand.
Krishna Prabhu. Same question, Hare
Yes,
Krishna
Prabhu.
Prabhuji.
Thank you so
Unless
much,
the
Prabhu.
person is arrested, is in jail, we are all facing no Prabhuji. Unless it's not our duty. Okay, very good. But as long as freely, he'll be doing another. No, someone has to. So others free, others happy. No, others safety. No,
Yeah, that is the
others
duty. See, that is the expectation is everyone does their duty. Right? I mean, definitely you cannot arrest someone and keep them inside your room, right? Then the police will arrest you for that. Even though the person has done something wrong, you have no authority to put him under lock and room inside your house. Correct? So,
yes, Prabhuji.
so ideally, the expectation is in the society, everyone has to perform their duty. And we are in a material world. This is not going to be perfect in any point in time. Don't ever have that expectation. Like you are in a toilet. In a toilet, you cannot expect it to be clean all the time. Yeah, you will clean it, but again, it will become dirty. So material world is ashashvatam dukkhalayam. So if I take that, go in the trip of I will make the whole world perfect, then that's not we have to do our thing, everybody has to do, but this place will have problems. We need to navigate and therefore come to the conclusion, this is not a fit place for me to stay. I should get out of it as soon as possible.
Yes, Prabhuji,
Then if
correct,
you take
correct.
this in hand and say, okay, this is my job, I will change the whole world, then you will go into this material consciousness and keep on doing all these things like a nationalist, then, global citizen, all these things can happen. But by the time I will suddenly die also one day. So we need to have that balance. That doesn't mean we don't care for our society, for our neighbors and all that. We do that. We do that with the understanding that we are spirit souls. We will have to do whatever it takes within our limitation, within our powers, we should do. But at the same time, if I go on too much obsessed with all these things, then there is no progress in my spiritual life. We need to strike the right balance.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for a wonderful answer.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much for your guidance.
Prabhupada,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Prabhuji.
Dandavat Pranam, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, also for sharing, and I learned a lot from what you have told us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's common,
Thank you
Mataji,
very much.
common.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, we all are trying, and everybody's answers for the same question paper can also be different. So we just have to try to work on ourselves. We sometimes fail, we sometimes improve. So we cannot keep brooding over it, Mataji. Or the only thing we can do is try with Guru and Gauranga's mercy.
Yes,
Yes.
Mataji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Because many times with the same situation, I react so bitterly, angrily, and Ankul will be so calm. He'll say, "Ho gaya na, chodo na." So Mataji, ek sabhav bhi ho jata hai, and we have to learn and just move.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you, Sri Hari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for your wonderful class, Prabhu. Dandavat Pranams. Hare Krishna devotees, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
The devotees will stop here. Hare Krishna.